Welcome to Guns, Guns, Gear, and Guns with Gary Gunderson. I am Gary Gunderson. Today I am reviewing the Crossbow MA1 Universal Tactical Light from Warriorland. And full disclosure, I was sent this at no cost to do a review. I will have a link in the description. And I told the company I would give my honest review before I would accept anything from them. This is obviously a rail mounted light, and it comes with the ability to switch out to attach to various types of rails and sizes. And I decided to attach it to a Polymer 80 Glock 17 style, and it's very simple to attach. Just press in the side there, and it can latch on, and then you tighten it down with a simple flathead screwdriver. And there you go. It has three primary settings, which you can change with this button on the bottom. It has white light with a green laser, and just a green laser by itself. You can turn on and on with the button on either side of the device. And there's also a lower light setting when it's just on the white light, where if you press both sides at the same time, it has low light. Also, in regards to the light, if you double tap, it will strobe. If you hold it and then let go, it will turn off. As you can see, it shows how much battery life is left on the side, and it shows that it's currently 800 lumens, which checks out from my testing. And the strobe and holding on off also works with the white light and laser, or just the laser, though there's no strobe effect with just the laser. It runs off a rechargeable battery, and there's the recharger there, and it's magnetic, so it's easy to pop on and off, but it has a good enough grip to stay on without any issues. The double lights, I think, are the low light, is a little hard to turn on in an intuitive way just because of how it's set up, but you can still do it without any issues. You do need the Allen wrench that comes with the laser sight to zero the laser, with one of the holes being vertical and the other being horizontal adjustments. And maybe this is just my ignorance on not sighting in a lot of things, but I feel like it was difficult to try to zero the laser when at the range, because it's unlike scopes I've used, there's no audible clicks. So it's just kind of, if you're doing like a half turn or a quarter turn, it's pretty easy to do gross, large movements. But when you're really fine tuning it, you have to go in and go just a little bit. I found it a little bit difficult. I'm sure other people won't have that same problem and are better at that than I am. But also the range, I was standing there, so then I have to grab the wrench, adjust it. So that's probably something more on me than anything, but if there was some more resistance or physical or audible clicks as part of the adjustments, I think that would make it a little bit easier, a little bit better. I took it shooting, and everything remained stable, and on the pistol under recoil, it had no issues. I did not have any issues with the light on any of the settings. I did not get a chance to take it out shooting at night, but it was bright enough under the lights of the range that I could still see that the light was working without any issues when I was shooting it. I do like the versatility of the three options, but in reality, I probably just will leave it on the white light and laser setting, since it's multifunctional and a little more versatile just on that single setting. I don't see myself switching it from that a lot. A few things. This is definitely something you want to train with on both activating it and using it, because there was a few times when I would practice my draws where my index finger actually drifted in front of the laser sight, because sometimes I put it at the front of the trigger guard, and so it would just naturally catch on that as I go and block that completely. A big issue, and obviously a training, but that's just one thing. Also actuating it sometimes, and maybe as a, that's also a training issue, trying to actuate it under pressure. I do like that you can kind of just squeeze it with your other hand. You don't have to use your trigger finger and leave it out of the way and have it as nothing to do. If you're just squeezing hard enough, you can get it so it's actuating without any issues. And I think that's probably the best way to do it. I'm not an expert on that part, but that's probably what I would probably train with. Also, the rechargeable battery I can see as an issue. I'd rather it have batteries, as you get a lot longer life on this product. They include a chart which shows you how quickly the lumen levels drop over time. And it shows that it has a 55 minutes with the laser and white light, or 60 minutes with just the LED light. And I tested it out over 15-minute increments and then 5 minutes at the end as we approached an hour to see if I could tell the difference like on this chart. And I don't think it was as bad of a drop in lumens as the chart indicated, but by the last few minutes you could definitely tell it was a weaker light before it finally just turned off. A removable battery would allow you to instantly bring it back to life, not worrying about charging time. So I think that's definitely a big drawback and potentially an issue. Now, if it's a bedside gun, you could really, if you're leaving it out on your nightstand, leave it in the charging position and grab it and not have to worry about that. But then you're kind of arranging everything on that, and the cord, while it comes with it, is not the longest cord. I mean, it's, several feet, but it could be a little bit longer because you have to have your nightstand right by an outlet and have it charging. So that's just another thing. Not a huge deal, but just it limits your potential a little bit. It's listed as having a 1 meter drop test and waterproof of IPX4, which I had no idea what that meant, but is apparently resistant to water splashing or spraying from any direction for up to 10 minutes. So I thought I would test those out. So I tried the drop test and threw some water on it to see if it would still work. No issues. I don't really see any damage either. I tried to have it land a variety of ways to test it out properly, and it held up. Seems in good shape. It's fine with the water. See, it already says it's down to 500 lumens though. I haven't used it a ton. The flickering just shows up on the camera. That's not on the actual light, just because it's a screen. So, final thoughts on the crossbow. I like the versatility. I like the design. I think it has a lot of good features. The rechargeable batteries do hurt it quite a bit. The main thing, like I said, is if you're going to have this as a night gun... Oh, there's a little bit of damage there. If you're going to have this as a on your firearm for personal protection that you just have on a nightstand, that's probably your best bet. It's something you can train around, but you do have to train with. There's a little more damage there. But it's just something that I'm not personally used to, but by the time I was done, I was a lot more used to it and used to the idea. I think there's some good things about it, but like I said, the main thing to me is rechargeability, and that's a real limiting factor for this design. But, I think I've given it an honest try, an honest review. It worked, had no issues with it, survived drop tests, it survived water, no issues under recoil. Still a little bit wet since I just did it. But yeah, that's it. That's the product. Like I said, there's the link in the description if you want to take a closer look at this product or the rest of the Warriorland product line. They also have an Amazon store as well, which you can check out if you'd prefer to buy it from there. But that's all I have on this product. If you've made it to the end of the video, please consider supporting the channel, liking the video, sharing it with others, and subscribing if you aren't already. If you've made it to the end, also consider supporting me on Patreon or joining our public Discord. Thanks for watching.